Hanno fatto Lose track of time, though, how big gon' crack a smile, no matter how long it takes. And even when it breaks, like the eggs, man, you can make you the greatest. And niggas keep playing in grass, on some hoping I might grow shit, hoping I might sprout, sound like I'm having greatest opus. I know I am. you